Yeah, because I'm gonna be recording this. I made you a model like ours. You're part of the family now. I've indoctrinated you. How do you feel about that?
Hey, yo.
It was amazing, yeah.
Oh my god, I love the kids that interact with me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So we can, because I need to get him shipped.
Hey, can somebody... Hold on. Okay, sorry, I had to... oh my god, I still have Monster. That's fucking fire! Because I've had 2 alcoholic... Okay, listen. What? What'd you say to me?
Listen, you're done rage quitting. Now you're gonna play the game.
I didn't actually rage quit. Here, I got a beautiful story to tell you. Are you guys ready? This is why I started my recording.
I'm ready.
I'm posting this to YouTube. But I got some crazy shit to tell you, but hold on. Alright, so after having a heartfelt communication with my nephew, you know, which is still my nephew even though I'm divorced, besides that, so here's what happened though, bro. Like, I've had a crazy day. Frankie, I'll have to tell you things off of my recording that to make all of this make sense. But there's been this crazy motherfucking day. First of all, my horoscope, and I haven't clarified if it was my Chinese or American, but one of my horoscopes legitimately predicted today. Like, it was almost word for word. And you know, that's supposed to be like around in the Chinese, it is based on year. And in our culture, it is based on month, okay? So, like, I'm a Leo, whatever, right? But in China, I'm a dog. It's about loyalty, I'm just saying, not looks, because I'm amazing. But anyways, okay, listen though. So it legitimately predicted how my day would start out, and then it happened. And Chinese horoscopes scare me. So, anyways, I was kind of having an emotional day, but I was regulating and doing really, really well with it. It was pretty awesome. I'm a boss, I'm not gonna lie. I was gaming. And then it just kept growing. So now we're gonna go on to this. So everything I'm about to say, that's all you get from me right now. When I'm not recording this episode, I'll be happy. I will even on an IG stream, I'll explain in depth, but not during my recording because my recording is going up on my thing. And so, here's the deal, we're recording. And I gotta say this. I had the most incredible fucking experience walking Gunner. First of all, Gunner really is the one that made me want to go. So what happened was we were in the middle of Horde night. I hadn't made it back and whatever. And Gunner was having a fucking fit because, you know, there's no Daisy, right? And he was really upset. And I could just, you know, I was kind of feeling his fucking shit, you know? And I had just gotten off the fucking phone with my nephew and told him exactly what I think of the world because I'm being me and I'm done fucking trying to be what everybody else wants me to be and I'm done trying to make everybody else's life better. I'm just gonna be me, and sometimes me is a bitch. That's sad, womp womp. But moving along, the other side of me is not a bitch. The other side of me is a very loving, real individual. I might say the shit you don't want to hear me say, but it's never comes from a place of I want to hurt somebody or I want to do whatever, right? So anyways, so I turn around and I decided to take Gunner. I thought we were going to walk to the bay, but the bay became very far away after about 30 steps. So I said the pond, because the pond is like overfilled right now where the sandpipers are, the sandpiper nesting, you know, IG, what I'm talking about? Where the sandpipers are allowed, the sandpiper nesting ground.
Yes,
so
I didn't even know their name. So
we're gonna walk up. It's not a turn resting ground. It's a fucking sandpiper. They're the little ones that run on the sand and go like they look like road runners.
Really?
Yeah, it's a secure breeding ground for sandpipers. Yeah, the ones that look like road runners. So, anyways, so Gunner and I are walking and we're having a really good talk. Just Gunner and I, right? It's just me and Gunner and we're chilling and we're walking because he's being a bitch because he misses Daisy. So I take him down. And I'm like, what's going on? You know, like, what is it? So I kind of keep Gunner back for a minute because we really wanted to admire the water and they were on that side. He sticks his net into the fucking water and comes out. And I decided to keep walking Gunner. And I walked up and I got to interact with a blue crab, a baby blue crab. Because what he was doing on the reel was fishing for dinner. And this blue crab wasn't big enough to eat, so he had to release it. But he told me about their habitat, where they walk, and what they do. which was just super uber cool. But they really are blue, bro. Like, you know how we see them in Animal Crossing? Do we have blue crabs in Animal Crossing?
I've seen
No.
these blue
We have
crabs. I know what he's fishing for.
Yeah, and he was just grabbing them off the side with a motherfucking regular net, like the kind that we use in Minnesota to take our fish out of the water once we catch them. Like, that's all he had. He had no bait, no, he wasn't like fishing. He was just down there walking into the water and catching these crabs because the water's so high. And I was like, oh my God, this is sick. So Gunnar and I came up to him and I asked a bunch of questions. I talked to him. His first fucking sentence out of my mouth, I realized this kid is 100% autistic. 100%. Like, he's probably just about maybe anywhere from 3 to 5 years older than Parker. But he's out there because they're hungry. And he's catching his food. So he's upset because he hasn't gotten a big enough crab. But he also is very vehemently anti-social and awkward, okay? Like, me and my dog walking up on this bro, like, totally threw him. All right? Like, so, anyways, I just did what I would do with Parker in that instance, you know? Like how I used to talk, how I do still sometimes talk to Parker. And I was like, are you out here fishing for dinner? When he says yes, because I didn't think that through, okay? Because I didn't, that was my first thing out of my mouth is, what are you out here fishing for dinner? And then it turned out to be true, so that did not age well, all right? But,
Oh, God.
but anyways, I asked him, I was like, I've seen some around here, but I was like, I'm from San Antonio. I was like, I've never been this far down. I said, I've actually never seen a live crab in front of me. And he proceeds to like bring it over and let me see it and then like tip it back out to release it. And I'm all there for that. And that's super cool. And I'm like, all right, well, very obviously aware of this guy is like antisocial, like just leave me alone, please, kind of mentality.
Yeah, please
right?
leave me alone.
Yeah. So I decided to just like, I'm like, all right, bye-bye, you know. Also paid no attention to Gunnar, but Gunnar was like the biggest peach on my walk. You know all that pulling he does? Not an ounce with me. Not an ounce. Not an ounce. He and I were having a real conversation and stopped multiple times to give each other love. That's how good that walk was. So, anyways, then I'm on my way back home because I had already decided that walking all the way to the bay was just not going to be it for me today because that's not a great choice because I have to make good choices, right? But walking is good. So, anyways, I'm like, all right, we're going to turn around and go home now. And I say goodbye to the nice, very clearly special needs man. I'm just saying, like, he was, please leave me alone. Like 110%. So I do. And I start walking back. When this woman passes me, I don't know that's what's going on, but this car passes me, pulls in, it's about 3 houses down. Okay? And this little girl that's like 3 years old gets out of the van with her mom before I walk up. They're walking into their house, and she points to Gunnar, and she goes, Mama, look. Mama, look. And then I was like, she can come say hi. I was like, hi. I was like, she can come say hi. He's really nice. I know he looks big and he's scary. I was like, but he's super nice. And so she comes over, and Gunnar just gives her the most gentle kiss on her cheek. It was the most precious thing I think I've ever fucking seen. And whatever. And she just thinks she's won the lottery because the dog kissed her. Like, obviously, every little girl wants 2 things, baby dolls and fucking puppies. That's what we all want when we're 3 years old and female. I don't care who you say. I don't care. But so she was like, oh my God, because he's huge. And then I told the story about Cola, about how he's so friendly and that there's a little girl I once told him that he was just too rambunctious for because she was afraid. And so he got so upset that it's the only time he's ever eaten a shoe in his life, but he ate mine, you know? And so he was very thankful that she was willing to say hello to him and how much she helped him today. And all I heard as I walked away was these squeals from her and her telling her mother how that was the best thing ever. And her mother responding to her, you did so good. Good job listening. And it was beautiful, bro. It was beautiful.